So I'm here at the municipal building, and right across the street you'll see a highway, and that's the entrance to the Brooklyn Bridge right there. Okay, I went to school here on the right so I know this area really well. And then you keep going around and you see the Woolworth building, and behind the Woolworth building were the World Trade Center towers, the Twin Towers. Over towards here, that's where City Hall is. Okay, so I used to hang around a lot here. So I walked through the park right by City Hall, and now I am across the street from the entrance to the Woolworth building. So I am between Park Place and Barclay Street. Oh, and by the way, I'm on Broadway. As you know, Broadway crosses the island of Manhattan diagonally, all the way from the northwest all the way down to downtown Manhattan. It's very emotional for me to be here because, as you saw, I went to school a block away and I used to work on Barclay Street. So I used to come around here a lot. It's a beautiful building, the Woolworth building. One of my favorite buildings in New York. And on the corner, right by the Woolworth building, right here, you see a New York City information kiosk at City Hall. So this is where I am, and I'm walking towards the circle where the 9/11 Memorial and Museum are. Okay, I'm gonna go down Barclay Street. So I used to work down the block, and sometimes I would just get some fruit like they have here, eat it on the way, or a hot dog. But now they have protein shakes. So it's really weird to be here. I used to work in that building that is still standing miraculously. I worked there for 2 years, and when I got out of work, I would walk along this street here, and there was a door right there at the bottom floor of the World Trade Center, one of the towers, and I used to get the train there, but it's no longer there. It's very confusing to be here because this building is new. That building is new. I think, I don't even remember. I think this one was already here, although there was one that was like in a stair formation. Looked like stairs, and that's no longer here. That building is still there. This one wasn't. And this one was there too. You can see it's old. And those buildings in the background are also new. I think, I'm like really confused now. I did work here 20 years ago, but it's just weird being here. It's very emotional, it's very confusing, because I feel like I don't know where I am, and I worked and studied here, so it's an odd feeling. Then you think about what happened here, and you just can't help thinking about how many people died and how much suffering took place here. And right below the towers there was a mall, and I used to go shopping there sometimes before getting the subway back home. This is the new tower here. Wonder how this building survived, right? This is an old building, and it's still get closer. So I'm going to go to the right to the 9/11 Memorial Museum. So we have to take a detour. When you get to West Street, you have to make a left to go to the memorial. These buildings survived. This is the financial district buildings. These were fairly new. Well, new. They're like 25 years old. And this is where the towers were. Another view of the new tower. Wow. It's really big, isn't it? And the memorial is right in front of us, so I'm going to go over there. It's not easy to come here, you know, especially if you know people who lost their lives. You know, this should not be a tourist attraction. It should be a place for people to remember those who lost their lives. You know, innocent people who lost their lives and other brave people who tried to save them. And then I came across this sign. So people have to be reminded not to laugh and take selfies at a cemetery, right? Or at a memorial. I mean, I was so disgusted with the tourists. As the sign says, this is a place of remembrance and quiet reflection. And this is the entrance to the 9/11 Memorial Museum. It's $24 to get in for adults. It actually occupies what's left of the guts of the towers. I didn't like it. I don't want to see a smashed up fire truck. I don't want to see parts of the plane or personal items of the victims. And the gift shop is simply offensive. So I just got out of the museum, and here's the other pool. New Yorkers well, and I hope for a bright future. Thanks for watching, Hoppers.